Today we're going to be talking about taking blocking notes. Now, this will be helpful for you if you are a performer, because in the rehearsal process, your director will give you blocking notes, um, or you yourself will organically create blocking. And you'll need to write those blocking notes down, whether or not the director gives them to you or you give them to yourself, so that you can redo it over and over and over again. You can memorize your blocking just like you memorize your lines. Um, Now, these blocking notes are really simple if you remember your stage directions: stage right, stage left, upstage, downstage, and your stage areas. Area 1 is downstage center. Area 2 is downstage right. Area 3 is downstage left. Area 4 is center stage. Area 5 is center stage right. Area 6 is center stage left. Area 7 is upstage center. Area 8 is upstage right. And Area 9 is upstage left. It's also important to remember your body positions: full front, 1/4 left or right, profile left or right, 3/4 left or right, and full back. Now, if you need to refresh your knowledge on those things before we get into using them for blocking, that would probably be a good idea. But if you are up to date on those terms and you already know what they mean, then go ahead and continue on with this video. So here I have a page of a script. This is The Miraculous Journey of Edward Tulane. We are going to be cast in the role of Abilene for the purpose of this script. So we see Abilene has several lines. We also have Pellegrina, we have the Traveler, we have the character of Father, and we also have Edward. So in rehearsal, either if the director is prescriptive, then the director will tell you exactly where to go and where to stand when. You might have even gotten your blocking notes along with your script for the really prescriptive directors. Organic directors will let you play around with it and will let you move across the stage however you feel works best. Either way, like I said, you'll want to take notes on what you did in rehearsal so that you can redo that. So let's start out with this first little part. Abilene. He's the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. What's he made of? Pellegrina. China, the finest china. Abilene. I love him. I will always love him. Pellegrina. I'm glad. I thought you could use a special friend. Now, what shall be his name? Abilene. Edward. Edward Tulane. Pellegrina. Well, Edward Tulane, I hope you realize how fortunate you are. So in this scene, Pellegrina has just given Abilene a little china rabbit, a rabbit made of china. And Abilene's obviously very excited. So we're going to say that in rehearsal, the director or ourselves decided that when Abilene has the rabbit, or before the Abilene doesn't have the rabbit right away, that Pellegrina is still holding the rabbit. So Abilene needs to cross to Pellegrina to take the rabbit. So in that case, and I'm doing this digitally, most people would do this with regular pencil on their script or a printout of their script. I'm doing this digitally today, but that doesn't mean that you have to. So we would write cross, and cross is just an X. Cross to, and then we use shorthand. So Pellegrina is the only character whose name starts with a P in this part of the script. So we just say cross to P, cross to Pellegrina. That means when Abilene is saying this line, she is crossing to Pellegrina. The china, the finest china. I love him. I will always love him. Here, maybe we don't do a cross. Maybe we do some business. right? So we would take and write a B and circle it. And then we would say take, and pardon my really bad digital writing. Oh, this is terrible. Oh well. Take toy, because Edward Tulane is a toy. So now we know that on this line, I love him, I will always love him. Abilene takes the toy from Pellegrina. Edward Tulane, well, Edward Tulane, I hope you realize how fortunate you are. So here, Abilene hugs Pellegrina, takes Edward, and moves away. Now, this is stage direction. It's written by the playwright, and here it says that Abilene hugs Pellegrina and takes Edward. Now, the director can choose to keep that, in which case we wouldn't do anything other than underline it. So Abilene hugs Pellegrina. We would underline that because we're keeping it. Takes Edward and moves away. Okay. Maybe she doesn't take Edward and move away. Maybe, I didn't mean to make that little circle. There we go. Maybe instead of taking Edward and moving away, she stays with Edward. So we would say stand and then we would want, or there's a D in stand. Oops, there we go, stand. And then we would put where we're standing, so downstage center. Downstage center. So we pick out where we're standing. Now, oftentimes there will be furniture on the set, or a wall or something, and instead of saying stand downstage center, we can say stand by chair or stand by coffee table. If we do stand by coffee table, we want to know which side. Stand stage left of coffee table. Stand down stage left of chair, something like that. So as we go through, we do our crosses by doing an X, cross to, and then wherever we're crossing to. Any sort of business, we put a B and circle it and then say what we're doing. Are we hugging someone? Are we playing with a toy? Are we reading a book? Are we tapping our toes? Are we stretching? This is also where we put our body positions. So body position, full front, facing the audience. Anything like that is with the B. Remember, business is any blocking that we're not actually moving from one part of the set to another, or one part of the stage to another. And then we can do things here, like stand downstage center. If we had to cross downstage center before we do that, we would put an X, cross downstage center, and then we would know that we had to stand there, or stay there, do something there, instead of moving forward. So we would just go down the script, and every time we move, every time we do anything, we write it in the script. Just right next to our line. If we do it before the line, you can move it. Instead of doing it after the line, you would do it before. So like here, Abilene says, I'm almost ready, Father. I just have to put Edward on his chair. So the father says, Abilene, come along now. You'll be late for school. So in that case, we would put it before the line. So we would say cross to door. And again, I'm doing this digitally. Don't have good penmanship. You would want to make your blocking notes look nice instead of sort of wonky like I just did. But you would put it in front of the line if you're doing it before your line. If you're doing it on your line, you write it after. If you're doing it after your line, you write it after. Really, these notes are for you if you are a performer. If you are a stage manager, you get a little more technical with it. You'll also be taking these notes for every single character, not just one. So it's really important as a stage manager to watch rehearsal very, very closely. You need to take blocking notes for every single character, every single performer throughout the entire rehearsal process. Um, and this is because sometimes the performer forgets to update their blocking. Maybe they didn't take blocking notes for a scene, or maybe the director switched blocking after a couple of days of rehearsal, which happens all the time, and the performer forgets to write in their new blocking into their script. Well, when they're going through that scene and the performer goes to do their old blocking, you can alert the director, and the director can pause, can hold that scene while you remind the performer of their new blocking and help them get that written into their script. So you would do this for every single character. Now, it's a little more important that you know exactly when they're moving um, for each time. So you would do a line where you want it. So he's the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. And then Abilene crosses. What's he made of? You would want to draw a line here. Draw a line here, and then you would link that over here to this line. So let's do that down here. So, oh, good morning, Edward. You're looking dapper as always. So maybe Father crosses to the chair as he's saying this line. So he starts to cross as he's saying it. You would put the line here to show that we're doing this at the beginning, and then you would say cross to chair. There we go. Cross to chair. Good morning, Edward. And then maybe he leans over the chair here to talk to the little toy rabbit sitting on the chair. And so you would draw another line there, make your B, circle it, and then lean over Edward. I'm just going to put lean so that it doesn't take me forever to do this. So that's what you would want to do as the stage manager. Now, you're also going to be taking, as the stage manager, light and sound cue notes. So if there was a doorbell ringing, you would want to take the sound cue note there. If maybe Father comes into the room and turns on a lamp, you would want to take that note not only as blocking, right, the business of him turning on the lamp, but you would also want that to be a light cue. So you would make your little light cue there. And we will go over how to do that in another lesson, putting cues into your script. I hope this has been informative. As always, I look forward to seeing both the performers and the stage managers put these blocking note lessons into practice and rehearsal. If you have any questions or concerns, please feel free to reach out. I always enjoy helping you.